real, we keep it at the table. So I have to put a disclaimer out there, let them know you got to be grown to take a seat at the, at the grown folks table, because we don't always agree, but we respect each other's opinions. And tonight we definitely have to talk about something that everybody is agreeing or disagreeing on, and that's cancel culture. And some people may be like, what is cancel culture? I've never heard of that. Please help me understand what's the big deal about cancel culture. And so, what I have to tell them is the modern day of blackballing, right? Love don't live here anymore for you. So, I mean, that's pretty much what it is. And people are basically shunning, blackballing. Give me some more vocabulary words, ladies. Um, Out of social circles or professional circles, that be. And so that could be from anything for saying that we're no longer going to purchase your albums. We're no longer going to support you and buy your tickets. We no longer recognize you in this certain entertainment space. And so that's what cancel culture is. And so someone asked, well, who is cancel culture? Who's behind this? And it's not one person named per se to say this person is in charge of cancel culture. It is a group of persons that come together to have a strong opinion on either Black Twitter, regular Twitter, social media, any media outlets that they can get a hold to say that this person should no longer have this value in this particular industry or segment. So that's what cancel culture is. And tonight we're proposing, has cancel culture gone too far? Y'all tell me. Let's talk about at the table before we even dive on who's on the hit list for cancel culture. But have we taken it a little bit too far?
You know what? I think on some occasions, yes. I think people have the right to their opinion and the right to do some of the things that they do. But you also have to know that you got to be careful because access is so much easier now. And when you say something or do something that's not pleasing to that group of people, that niche of people, then they're ready to cancel you. So I think in some cases, some people need to be canceled, and then in some cases, some might need to give another chance. So I'm a little unbalanced with it.
I think we can take anything and drag it. We don't, especially Black Twitter, honey. Let me just listen. We can take some and drag it to where we get tired of. You know how it is. If every Friday growing up, your mama cooked fish, and that's what you had every Friday. So like my brother Ali, he don't want nobody's fried fish because we done ate fried fish so much. I think the cancel culture has become that. We don't have any, I would say, any parameters for it. Like Joyce is saying, yeah, some people probably need to be canceled, but when you don't have any parameters, everybody being canceled. I can go out here and say the sky is blue, and somebody say, you a lie? The sky ain't no blue. It just is purple as Prince and his purple rain. And then they may say cancel it because she just refused to see the sky as purple. And because she won't come along with us on the purple sky, we need to cancel her. So then there ain't nobody buying my cakes. Nobody is coming to the event space. Nobody now is going to support me because now it's so easy to put me out there. And here is the bad part about cancel culture, though. The bad part, folks research. They don't even go out and read to see why we canceling somebody.
Yeah.
What we go off is whatever somebody posts about it, the snippet. We don't go out and look at the full gamut of it. So we out here canceling folks. We don't even know why we canceling them. We don't have clear understanding as to what is being canceled and why. And then people don't get to come back from it. Mm-hmm. So we're in a redemption process in some of this. So that's what I would say.
It's
Yeah.
just
Well, I was
easy
just
access, you know. Go
go ahead.
ahead, Dolores.
No, I was just going to say I'm actually sick and tired of it. I am just sick and tired of cancel culture because of these new voices that think that they're so
Y'all,
knowledgeable on
y'all,
all issues that will plague this society.
we are not live, y'all. We are not live.
Oh, what happened?
It kicked it back. It kicked it back.
Wow.
Okay. Let me try to see what's going. Let me try it again.
It say scheduled. Okay, let me see.
I know. I just looked at it. I saw. I'm like, what's going on? Let's try it again, y'all. But I hit it and I hit the countdown and it kicked it back.
Oh,
Hold on. Let me.
Let me-
We were good. It was so good. But I hit it.
But I see it. I see it on my phone, what you're saying.
Hold on. It was so good.
I see it.
But I hit it. But I see it. I see it on my phone. What you're saying. I see it.
Okay, y'all give us some love in the chat if you can hear us out there virtually. I see 7 people are live. Okay, y'all give us some love in the chat if you can hear us
Okay, it's
out
on.
there.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's not showing it. It's showing 7
people are live. Okay, good. Well, we're chopping it up to technical difficulties tonight. It's all good.
Hey, Sharon.
It's
Thank
all
you, girl.
good.
Girl,
But go
thank you.
ahead. I think Dolores was weighing in and she was telling us, you
how
know,
sick and tired I am, right?
yes. How sick and
New
tired are you?
voices.
Don't cancel us, honey, because we listen. Y'all be careful because let me tell you, we try to get it together. Go ahead.
Yeah, but I was saying, I am sick and tired of every time you turn around, they want to cancel someone truly enough without any type of research and to be that much knowledgeable on current issues that you feel that you can play the society. I think that yes, people need to be held accountable depending on what they have said, if it was something harmful. But now it's to the point where they're going after people's careers,
Yes.
people's
Yes.
jobs, and uh, in the entertainment world, they suffered a lot. You just can't say anything. So you have to really watch what you say. And I just think, is it an important tool of social justice,
Mm-hmm.
or is just intimidation? I'm just trying to understand it myself. Council culture.
Yeah.
Well, let me help unpack it a little bit tonight to let you know who's on the top of the chopping block list. Dave Chappelle has been all in the news, and cancel culture is coming for him. And let me tell you, everybody is very familiar about Dave Chappelle and how he operates in the comedy sector.
Mm-hmm.
He's not shy, he's not passive. Matter of fact, he's the total opposite of that. He's
Uh-huh.
aggressive and he's downright rated R, if you ask me. So anytime you go to hear him or pull up anything that he has to say, you already know that it's not going to be indecent or in order. Okay. But the thing about it is, the LGBT community and the transgender community is really after counseling him because of some remarks that he made in his Netflix series called The Closer, his
The
last
special.
one,
Uh-huh.
and his special. And I think he opened it up and said, "This is gonna be my last one," like it was his last. And
He said,
tested, like I know right now I'm about to get into some hot grease because of what I'm about to say, and this gonna be my last one. So you gotta go out there and watch it if you
Yeah.
stand rated R foolishness, because you gotta be able to decode. Y'all know
honey, everybody needs some radar off foolishness in their life. Now you
I'm
want to
just
be
saying, like,
yeah.
I'm not a fan
Don't
of
be dropping bread
I'm
around
not a
here.
fan of Dave Chappelle. I have never been, but some people like him.
I
I love
do.
him.
Okay, see,
I love
some
him.
people like
Oh, I
him and
do.
love him. Yeah. He's
Yeah.
not my favorite. I'm gonna close it out with telling y'all my favorite comedian. But but my thing about it is, I don't think, in my opinion, that we should be able to cancel him. They wanted Netflix to shut his specials down, remove him, so that goes back to going after his
His points.
career, right?
Yeah, in the oven, honey. Let me
based
tell you.
based off of his jokes and the things that he said. But comedy is comedy. It's a form of art. And so
Right.
I think this group has been known to be very sensitive when it comes to what people say vocally. You if you're not necessarily agreeing with them and their agenda, then it speaks hate or speaks against them. And so they just wanted him to come all off. Now, Dave Chappelle, his comments are his comments. Let me say that. They are very raw and unfiltered, right? But so are all of his jokes. I don't think, and to me, if we was gonna cancel him, we should have canceled him for saying the N-word, cancel him for saying the B-word. What else did he say I didn't like?
You must have listened no rap.
I wrote
you must have listened never.
And he was talking about the feminist movement. I mean, if we was gonna I'm just saying, if we was gonna cancel him, it should have been we canceled him for some of those things. But no one ever came after him, and because this wasn't his first comedy show, nobody came for him.
I mean, you're right. I think there was a lot said in the special, is what you're saying. There was a lot, and to be honest with you, he's very conscious. So he speaks truth to power. Now, you may not like how he raps it and how he serves it. It may not be your appetite, but he speaks truth to power. And he's not the first comedian to do so. We can go back to Richard Pryor and a whole bunch of them, and how they have addressed issues of the day through comedy. And I don't think you can stifle an artist, because an artist has freedom to do that. That's why it's a performance. That's why it's a concert to which you purchase tickets to see it. And now that we're in this streaming space, that people are now able to make more money through the streaming avenue, Netflix wouldn't pick him up if he wasn't one that would make money or did not have an audience or following. So I've always liked him. No, I don't. Do I like everything that he says? No. And then sometimes I'm like, ugh. But I also like the fact that he can see. Yeah. And he's a very intelligent, learned man. He's not ignorant. He's not an idiot. He reads. And let's talk about this. What they're not talking about is what he really talked about. The disparity in how the trans community, and I'm all for it, but how he was saying that, how automatically they get this level of care, that the African American community, who have been in a struggle, who have been deprived, who have been people who have been treated disparately, we have not received the same level. I mean, he used a prime example in the rapper DaBaby. When he said, here is a person that shot and killed somebody, and his career wasn't touched. Nobody wanted to cancel him at all. But here, when he gets on stage and says something about the LGBTQ community, then what happens is now it's a cancel culture. So he's saying that so we can go and kill a black man or kill somebody, right. And it's okay, but it's not okay to hurt someone's feeling or to insult somebody. So he has a point. And we can't deny that there is a point there. And the other thing that he talked about, he even talked about, like you were saying, the feminist. He gave the definition of what it was. He said, well, that means I'm one.
Yes, he did.
And so I think we forget about some of the things he did address in there, some of the things that he talked about. And he's saying that and I think he also said he has a right to have his opinion about the issue, about whatever. And he talked about gender. That's a big, guess what? That's being talked about at dinner tables. That's been talked about in boardrooms. That's been talked about in legal departments. What do we do? Do we put it in the bathroom? How do we handle this? We're still trying to catch up to a lot of it. So it is being talked about. In legal, when people are suing for gender discrimination, it's being talked about. How do we classify them? if they're transparent.
They just didn't like the fact that he was on such a big platform, and he had so much control there.
Yeah.
That's all that is. I mean, like we mentioned, some of our previous and classic comedians have talked about different things over the years. It just wasn't access. That's what's creating so much problems is just access. It's like time you say it, I can say something back. Time you do this, I can do something back.
In
And
real
that's-
time. Mhm.
Huh?
In real time.
In real time. And
Yeah.
and when people feel like they got that kind of power, you're gonna utilize it, whether it's on the good or whether it's on the bad, or whether you just don't like that person, I just want to see them gone. You're gonna take the power that you have and utilize it. And I think with the cancel culture, that is what is being done.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah.
press play and it's over.
But I think too, he's also saying, you can disagree with someone's lifestyle without fearing or hating them. But when we think about all of this, and this go back to what Leah was saying, how it's all everywhere in the schools, what are they going to do? But I said we can teach our children to get along without going along. Okay, without going along.
Yeah.
And another thing is, I can like the center, but I don't like the sin. Okay, so that just kind of a little bit about where I stand with that, and kind of I like him too. I like him as a comedian, and I do fear if people don't like him, you should always research who you're going to see. You don't like their material. They're edgy. Comedians are just edgy, and they're going to say things. Sometimes people walk out because it gets to be too much. But he's definitely transparent, and he's one of my favorites because he will say what is most people want to say.
Right. And one of the things he did say, Delois, is that he said gay people are minorities until they need to be white again. So, that right there probably made a lot of people like, oh my God, did he really just say that in the mic? And then he also said that he was jealous. He was like, he didn't hate, the LGBT community. He didn't, or any of the alphabets that follow. He said he was envious of them. And he said he was envious of them because Black people for years had been wanting to get to a place where they've gotten, in a couple of years. And so he talked about their movement and how powerful and fast that they were able to get results. And so those are some of the things. Now, he didn't say it as clean and nice as I did.
But you know what? And the truth of the matter is, why should he? He's a black. We're Black women. He's a Black mayor.
Yes, he is.
He's the one that He's the one they've been targeting. He's the one that had to deal with the racial profiling. He's the one that had to teach the same thing to his son. So he comes from a different place, and he has an Asian wife or a mixed wife. So he comes from a different place. But the other thing that he talked about that nobody talked about in that feminist thing, when he said the feminist movement was a fully white movement, and how that fully white movement in its past, how they did not want Sojourner Truth to speak because they did not want to deal with the slavery issue, and they preferred her not to speak. But he made it funny. He was like, well, she's a Black woman. She spoke, ain't our woman. And that speech was not just to men. It was also to those who saw her as chattel and property. So that's why I said he's very learned. And so he was saying some things that is very true statement. Nobody's talking, not even the trans community. Because if you feel like you are being oppressed and discriminated against, you should align with what he said in that feminist statement. Because that statement that he said in that feminist statement, that point right there was nothing bad in that. There was nothing you could say that wasn't good in that particular statement right there. And that's where I think my difficulty is it's kind of like what people do with the Bible. We pick what we like, we throw away what we don't like, but we don't deal with the whole totality of it. And so we get snippets out there, like what they're saying about him is that he said Team Turf. That he aligned with, quote unquote, the people who are against the female women who don't really agree with the transgender women. But he made a statement that was a big statement that, Woman of the Year was someone that was trans, and all these women who have been going through a lot of things, they never got the opportunity. So you have to look at all of that. And I think we have to, even if we don't agree with it, I do think that we have to lend some respect to it.
Yeah.
Because he did talk about some things that get us all thinking.
But see, that's the thing. Don't nobody want to think. Don't nobody really want to think to the level of it as you have explained it. They just want to see it and hear it for that, and think that he was saying bad things about them rather than deciphering it and understanding. He's just making these points and these rationales between, what we have dealt with and what is going on now. And that's the big issue. But we're just so quick. We're so sensitive and we're so quick,
Well, drop it in the chat tonight if you all think we should cancel Dave Chappelle. Joycelyn said, y'all sensitive out there. That's what she said.
You're sensitive.
You're too sensitive,
No, I don't watch it twice.
When you have grown up fat, it's out the window.
Listen,
It's gone.
When you growing up in the project, ain't nobody trying to be sensitive. You better go somewhere and sit down.
You better go somewhere and sit down.
Well, another person that's on the hit list for cancel culture is Letitia Wright. She was our favorite, in case some of you did not know. She was our favorite from Black Panther. She was the sister of the Black Panther. And so Chadwick.
Oh,
and so
everybody pause for him for one
right, do a pause for him. But they wanted to cancel her because she's an anti-vaccine, and she has vocalized.
Well, she says she's not.
Well, she tried to come out and recant that. You know how? Let me finish. She originally made some opposing statements via Twitter, about how she felt about vaccinations, and so then when the cancel culture came for her, then she recant her thoughts about vaccination. So, that's where we are. They wanted to cancel her to say, oh, let's cancel, let's not support. She shouldn't be able to participate because she made those comments.
Can we cancel saggy pants?
Can we what?
Can we cancel the pants that's sagging down off your butt?
Let's talk about some things we want to cancel. Can we cancel those bonnets? What about the bonnets? Can we please cancel the bonnets? Because maybe last weekend I went in to get some hot wings. I like hot wings. So I went into the hot wing spot, and the girl serving the hot wings, she was just at the cash register. She had on a bonnet. I'm confused. That should be against the dress code policy. Do not go to work with your bonnets on. Can we cancel bonnets, please?
Can we cancel cell phones at the register?
Listen.
I was at a store a few days ago, and the girl told me, how long?
No, she didn't. What store were you in? You was at Kroger, weren't you?
No.
That's not like you there.
I was in Dollar General.
Oh, yeah.
You know what?
She said, how long? I just feel like this. I said, okay.
That's what I'm saying. We got stuff we can cancel. We got some foolishness we can cancel, honey. Can we cancel y'all profile us in the store? We walk in a certain kind of store and y'all don't think we belong there. Can we cancel that?
Right.
Hello.
Can we just cancel?
Yeah, because a certain community used to walk behind you when you come into their store. We didn't cancel them, did they?
Listen.
If you want to talk about it, and that's all they want to put in our community.
Well, they still doing our nails if you don't go somewhere and listen. That's what I'm saying. Y'all want to cancel, so we got some stuff we can cancel, honey. We got some stuff we can show enough cancel.
Those fluffy little bedroom like slippers.
Yes. Can we cancel those, please?
Can we cancel? Please.
They're a hot mess.
Girl, my family got them, child. Listen, honey, they comfortable though. Let me tell you how comfortable things are.
I know it, but I still think there's a time and a place, but they are
too.
everywhere.
Listen,
Wait a minute.
At the airport.
Can we
Go ahead.
cancel not wearing brassieres in a public place? I was at a
If your tatas of a certain size, then, hey, hold on, don't put us all in bun.
Well, I'm just saying.
Don't put
Wait
us
a
all
minute.
in
Wait, no. I was at a birthday party. It was a nice restaurant, and the young lady, she was nicely shaped, and she came in with a bra on and some jeans. I was so confused.
Was it a real bra or was it a dress bra, Elisha? There is a difference.
I didn't know there was a such thing as a dress bra. So are you telling me they have developed dress bras?
They had developed.
On the outside of the clothes?
They've been around, Elisha. They've been around
No. But
quite some time.
But you're supposed to wear them outside of your clothes.
They're dress bras. Yeah, there are bras that are considered dress bras that you wear. People wear them. They have rhinestones on there, all kind of stuff going. Yeah.
Oh no, it wasn't that kind, like the kind they wear, like they in videos. No.
This was a bra.
This is a bra.
The regular lady.
Look at Barbara. Barbara said,
She wear bra.
Listen here, Barbara. You're not gonna put me in bondage, but you're not gonna do. The itty bitty, come in. You can put me in bondage, honey.
It was a lace balcony bra.
This right. I'm finna cancel you, Barbara. You are cancel culture. Because you're right here trying to put in bondage the itty bitty committee. Now.
Oh Lordy. Yeah, it's a lot to cancel when you got that writing on your behind.
Come on, Joyce. Come on, Joyce.
Just so ratchet.
And can I talk for the single folk tonight? Can we cancel these old sorry broke folk that want you to take care of them? Cancel that culture. Cancel that culture, honey. We got some folk we can cancel. Honey. Let's cancel.
Oh man.
Cancel.
Yeah, it's a lot we can cancel.
Yeah.
But leave Dave Chappelle alone. He's
leave Letitia Wright.
Just Dave Chappelle.
Look, Letitia Wright made a mistake.
Yeah.
She probably, this is not the climate to come out with such things unless you really want to be attacked about this vaccine thing. You can certainly have your opinion about it. You can certainly do whatever you decide. Come on, Nikki. You can certainly do whatever you want to do. But, you got to be careful. Look, Nikki, you better bear witness in this season, honey. The Lord is with you. Yes. You better bear witness, girl. So, yeah, I mean, leave the lady alone. I mean, we want her back as sure. We already done lost Chad with honey. We can't go through no more
alone.
grief. We can't go through no more grief now. Don't touch the black pepper because at that point, you might have somebody pull out a knife, honey.
Well, I was all right when they wanted to cancel R. Kelly.
Well, see, here we go. That's what I'm saying. This is a legitimate.
That's a legitimate counsel.
That's a legitimate counsel.
Yeah.
I think I went live on Facebook myself and said I cancel every album I ever bought.
I stopped. We stopped playing him. We couldn't play. I couldn't play him on the Quiet Storm anymore.
No. And you know what? He came up in my shuffle play. I said that you a lie. I said, but I sure remember what I did on that song.
You know what? I cannot.
What was it? 12 play?
Hey. Shama, shut up. Won't be telling you that.
Don't tell all your business on live.
That's another show and another topic.
What you say, Dolores?
That's another show and another
topic.
But let me say this now, because tonight we have on our Vote Baby Vote shirts to encourage people in Atlanta.
Check the colors out. Check out the colors.
Uh-oh.
I can't see what color you have on, Joy.
Check out the colors. Go down so we can see yours. We can't see yours.
I can't see mine.
Okay.
I have to sit up, but I do have it on.
There it is.
Yes.
Put it on if you want to do.
folk in this mayor race need
We
to
are
be canceled.
clowning tonight at the grown folks table, but we are encouraging it's early voting here
Yes.
in the city of Atlanta,
There's
and
some
we
folk
have
in that mayor race need to be
the
canceled.
mayor race. And matter of fact, on cancel culture, some people were basically saying that they thought that Keisha Lance Bottom should be canceled, and then they said Kasim Reed should be canceled again because he came out of nowhere talking about I'm back, y'all. You know,
I can fix it.
right? I can fix it, and so they had pretty much canceled him. You know, he was the mayor. For those of you that don't know who Kasim Reed is,
Bless
he
his
was,
shirt.
he was the mayor prior to Keisha Lance Bottoms. And so I love Keisha Lance Bottoms. I would never cancel Keisha Lance Bottoms because, you know, my soror did an amazing job during her mayor run here in Atlanta. No one has ever led through a pandemic. No one has ever led through Black Lives Matter, social injustice. And then so and the pandemic is not over. So it has its own unique problems.
And through the Trump administration.
And through the Trump administration, you know. So hats off to her and her leadership. And so, you know, which will soon be concluding at the when is it over?
End of the year.
End of the year. End of the year.
We'll start the new mayor.
And then we'll start the new mayor of Atlanta. But only once in a lifetime have we ever had a mayor with the name Keisha.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we do, like I said, if you are in Atlanta, you know, definitely early voting is started. So definitely go. I'm in the city of Atlanta, so I will be voting in early voting with my family. So definitely go out and vote whoever you choose to vote for. We just want to ensure that you do vote. Research your candidates. And make sure you know who you are voting for and what they stand for and what they're wanting to do. And also know what they have already done. Be very, these people are not just walking into the mayoral race. There are a lot of people who've already been working and doing sitting in other seats, whether it's on city councils and all of that. So ensure that you do your research on your candidates, and not only just vote for mayor, but also if you're in the city of Atlanta, vote for, there are other issues that we need to be voting on as well. So be sure that you know your ballot. So go out there.
Yeah,
look at your ballot.
The city council president, you got to vote for that person as well. That's
Right.
because we had the mayor named Keisha and the city council president named Felicia.
So
we had us on lock. You know?
Yeah. She's your soror, Joyce.
Right on.
Yes. So but seriously though, all jokes aside, go out and look at your ballot. You know, research your candidates and review your ballot.
Yes,
and vote, baby, vote.
And I mean the local elections are very, very, very important.
Come on, George.
You know, as to your daily lifestyle. Yeah. So, you know, if you want, you know, the wrong judges, just in case your son or daughter get pulled over, then you're responsible for putting these kinds of people in place, you know, sheriffs and judges and council people and commissioners and all of these people help fold your and develop your life and how you move through it. So it's very, very, very important as to who you want to see in there that's going to represent you, and not get in the office and then you don't hear from them anymore. So voting is necessary, and voting is the best way that you can have a voice as to what you would like to go on.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for watching tonight. Your vote, your voice. Please make sure you join us right back here next Thursday night at 8:00 p.m. Thank you for pulling up to the Grown Folks Table podcast. Good night.
Good night.
That did it.
That did it.
Okay. We have a good night.
Is it showing? Okay. Good night. I guess everybody else. How do you Sometimes this thing, I gotta get me a new mouse.